mind, if it's your first time opening up Microsoft Excel on your PC and you find the background confusing, a bit jam-packed, and not friendly to you, I think this video is for you, because in this video, I am going to be showing you things you need to know, like generally about Microsoft Excel. If it is your first time opening the app, if it's your first time trying to work on it. So now follow me or join me as I try to state it out. So I have a list of 7 things you need to know. If it is your first time opening Microsoft Excel or your first time trying to work with it, you need to know these 7 things. The first of them is workbook. So what is a workbook? So just like I have this opened up, this is a workbook. So if you don't have this on your PC currently staring at you, and you have your Microsoft Office installed, Microsoft Office has the packages Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, the notebook, Access, and co. So just go to your Start menu, click on it, and then type Excel. I have it here. I have them here pinned. So, but if you don't have it on yours, you can just type Excel. As you just click on it, you type Excel. As you're typing, Microsoft Excel app opens up. So you can open it by double clicking or by clicking on this open. So when you double click on it, see what you're going to have. So you have this, and then click on this blank workbook. So when it does that, it shows you a blank workbook. So that is what a workbook really is. You can have as many blank workbooks as you want, so far as you are just trying to start up a page. I'm going to close this. So the next on the line is worksheet. So what is a worksheet? If you have your blank workbook opened, look at this point, this place, very close to the task bar. So you're going to be seeing a plus symbol. Here I have already with me 2 worksheets. So what is a worksheet? In my own understanding, in a layman's understanding, someone who has never used Microsoft Excel before, I usually call a worksheet pages like they're like pages in a book. They are the pages of every workbook. So worksheets, this plus symbol shows you want to add worksheets. When you click on it as many as you want, you are adding as many worksheets as you wish. And then you can simply rename each worksheet to your desired name. You can rename it by double clicking on each of them. Let me say I double click on this. I'll rename to whatever I want. I can rename it to whatever I want. So that's that worksheet. So I call it pages in every workbook. You can have as many worksheets as you want. If you don't need them, I don't need them, I'm going to delete. So if I don't want to delete, I right click on each of them, right click and delete. Right click and delete. I'm going to right click and delete on each of them. So that's that. And the next is the cell. Cell, very, very important for you to know, for you to really work with Excel. You need to understand most of all these things. Like, you need to know them. So what is a cell? You being the first time opening Microsoft Excel and working on Microsoft Excel for the first time, I called a cell, C-E-L-L, not the battery, not like battery cell, a cell in Microsoft Excel. A cell, I know that I call it the building blocks of every worksheet. They are the building blocks of every worksheet. So, and it is an intersection between the columns and the rows. Mind you, when you open your Microsoft Excel, the worksheets are arranged in columns and rows. The columns are labeled in alphabets. See them here. A, B, C, D, E, and down in alphabet. Whereas the rows are in numbers. So when you have this is a cell. An intersection between column B, row 3. Column B, row 3. So a cell is building blocks of every worksheet that shows an intersection between the rows and the columns, which where houses the values, the text, and whatever. So you can in every cell and the data, I can type in anything. I can type in numbers, the values. It can be in form of numbers, it can be in form of text. This is a cell, intersection between column B, row 15. So that's what a cell is. So you need to know, and they are the building blocks of what? Of what? Every worksheet that houses the values of text that can be in numbers, alphabets, it can be in decimal number, anything. But what? They are what? Really, really the building blocks of what? Every worksheet. The next on the list is name box. What is a name box? I call the name box, it's just a field that is beside the formula bar. So this is name box. The name box, this is a name box. When you hover around, when I hover around this, you see it. Name box. Yes, that's a name box. It shows you actually, it shows you actually, the name box shows you this, like as I have this cell selected, it shows you what you are actually displaying. It displays either the active cell or a selected range. I have this, a range. I didn't include that. I'm supposed to call that range as it. So if I left click on this, hold, and select this whole thing that I typed, this is a range. Understand? So if I have this cell selected, it's going to be displaying on what? My name box, F10, showing you that the value here, the cell address here is F10, intersection of what? Column F, row 10. So that's what your name box does. It kind of displays the active cell that the content in the no, not the content actually. It doesn't show you the content. It shows you the address. It shows you the reference, like the reference of every selected cells in your worksheet. So if I select this now, it's showing me what happens, that I have what? The active cell, what? The reference of this, or the cell address of this, is what? G6, which is intersection between column G, row 6. So the formula bar now. So this is a formula bar. This one that is actually after, or that is under the ribbon. This is a formula bar. As I'm hovering around it, is a formula bar. So the formula bar displays the contents in every cell that you have. In every cell that you have selected. That's what the formula bar shows you. And it can show you the functions that you actually typed in each cell. It can show you the contents of every selected cell. The formula bar shows you contents. The name box shows you the address or reference. Look, I have this selected now. In the formula bar, you are seeing that what? The content that I have is what? Formula bar, which is what? The text or the value in the selected cell, G7, which the name box is showing me. Name box is showing me the cell address, the intersection between G, column G, row 7, whereas the formula bar is showing me what? Formula bar is showing me the content I have, which is what? A text. This is a text, formula bar. So what formula bar also shows you, the function of formula bar, you can actually edit the content you have in your formula, in your cell from the formula bar. So if I want to edit this, I can write it S, formula bars, or I can decide to remove these bars and just write formula. So that's what the function of what? Formula bar. The formula bar displays the contents you have in your cell. It shows you the functions you have written in that selected cell, and it also can also show you, you can also edit directly. You can edit directly from the formula bar. The next I have on the list is, let me still put this down, is Excel ribbon. So Excel ribbon is really, really important, because if you need to know things about Excel. You need to understand your backgrounds of Excel, each of the things, each of the terms that you need to know. And one of them is your Excel ribbon. Just like we have the spreadsheet here, arranged in columns and rows. Slightly above it, after the name box and the formula bar, is what we call, the whole of it is called what? Excel ribbon. And Excel ribbons are arranged in Excel tabs. You have tabs: the File tab, the Home tab, the Insert tab, the Draw tab, Page Layout tab, Formula tabs, Data tab, Review tab, View tab, Developer tab, Help tab, Power Pivot tab. So that's what in your Excel ribbon. This whole stuffs are the Excel ribbon. And you have what? They are arranged in tabs. And each of the tabs have groups. Just like as I am in Home tab now, they are all grouped. You have the clipboard group, you have the font group, you have the alignment group, you have the number group, you have the styles group, you have the cells group, you have the editing group, and adding group. So in the next video I'm going to be dropping, I'm going to be explaining wholly the tabs in what? In our Excel ribbon. So mind you, these are things you need to know if it is your first time opening up Microsoft Excel, and you need to understand these terminologies so that you can get the knowledge started. You have the foundation. When you know these, you have the foundation to get yourself prepared making use of Microsoft Excel. Thank you. Stay tuned.